live with it.
So, because the moratorium it was lifted, if I wanted, if I wanted to say, okay, I'm going to go by Vlon, I'm going to buy a bus.
Okay.
I buy a bus, I put in for the permit, and of course sometimes you have people that don't even go for a permit. They just put a sign and say, hey, I have a bus.
Those are gypsies.
Gypsies, okay, we go into that just now. So, and I get my permit, and I can just start and say to myself, okay, I feel like going St. Peter's today. Okay, I feel like going Marigot. Okay, I feel like going Mullet Bay. That's just a free-for-all. It's like you could do what you want.
That's what it is right now. Practically nobody has in their permit where they have to operate their bus to.
Wow, okay.
There have been a lot of failures over the years that have destroyed this market, this industry. In the past, there was a transportation committee, and I say in the past because we have had transportation committees since then that have not functioned optimally according to standard, according to the rules. The purpose of the transportation committee was to advise government, so there was like a liaison between government and the public transportation sector, even though I didn't agree of the composition of the public transportation committee because it had too much people from government representing government and very little of the people in the field.
Yeah.
But what they used to do in the past, you apply for a bus permit, as you said. It was not just 1, 2, 3 because election comes around. This committee would interview you and question you, see if you have a job, where you work in, what's your salary, where you want to run, will you be willing to work in the night, and all kind of thing before they issue a permit. Today, that's not needed. The public transportation is there. At one time, it was run by one person. Okay? It's supposed to be a committee, I think, comprising of 7 to 9 people. And anybody that's requested a permit, when that permit is being handled, they bring you in, they interview you, and then they give advice to government on whether to issue the permit or not. That doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
The name committee exists, but the function of the committee is not what it is.
It's a whole thing. All right.
I was interviewed thoroughly by that committee before I got.
Before you got yours.
That's right.
All right. Now, people talk about the gypsies and the taxis. Gypsy taxis. But what they don't understand is that the buses also have a problem with the gypsies because they take away from the livelihood of buses also. Soccer Garden is one of the biggest arguments for gypsies operators, which is, well, we provide a service that buses don't. We provide a service that taxis, will charge too much for. So that's one of the biggest argument, which is, okay, well, you ain't going Soccer Garden, so I gonna go Soccer Garden. What's your take on gypsy drivers and the whole Soccer Garden route? Can we do something about it?
If you just concentrate on the Soccer Garden route, I will answer you based on the Soccer Garden route.
Okay.
And then I have to be fair.
Uh-huh.
I put myself on both sides of the fences as a bus driver, but also as a commuter, catching a bus. I catch bus in the past. If I leave Soccer Garden, I have to wait 2 hours or 3, or maybe never, that a bus will pass. Whatever comes first, I will go with. So then the service is needed. Okay? But that's why we, from the Bus Drivers Association, took the initiative to submit to government the color-coded system where Soccer Garden was one of the routes.
Ah, okay.
But the government have to, put it on and make it a law and enforce it, where buses would run to Soccer Garden from 2 directions. They will run from Phillipsburg via Soccer Garden into Middle Region, down 80 Road, back into Phillipsburg, and the other way around. So that people that go in 80 Road,
Middle Region,
and the same way around.
Yeah.
That is, I have documentation here to show. It's just that the printing wasn't properly thing. So if government will take the bull by the horn and do the job they're supposed to do, govern, a lot of those problems will be solved. A lot of the problems will be solved. Now, as is, I would say, hey, power to the gypsies. Okay? Bus drivers might get upset with me. If we don't want the gypsies to run, then we have to take up the slack.
Yeah.
And I suggested that in meetings. In fact, I would go further than that. Okay? Because we have to go to another level. If I'm going to Soccer Garden, or let's say the regular route, St. Peter's, and somebody going up the second bridge in Sanders all the way up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With full of bags.
Yeah.
You think they're going to catch a bus? They're going to pay a gypsy $7 to take them up there. Now, I'm willing to take them up there, but I want to be compensated accordingly for it.
Because then they'll say,
Because
well, it's $1.50. Yeah, yeah,
that's
right.
the problem. They want to tell the bus driver when he reach up there, thank you.
Yes, yes.
The same $1.50 and thank you, and that can't work. When I go to the gas station, I try the thank you, and the guy that says,
open up the hand.
So,
you're right, you're right.
I'm willing to provide the service. And I have discussed this with the bus drivers. We have to be willing to render the service that people cannot complain about the lack of service.
Yeah.
And if we can render the service, then we can fight whichever gypsies comes about.
Yeah.
And whenever we talk about gypsies, I always repeat this. They pinpoint directly at the gypsies by a fool.
Yeah, yeah.
And those are the guys that mainly run to Soccer Garden and Pine Blanche. We have gypsies running the regular route with 14-seater buses coming through back street and picking up passengers.
Yep.
We had a guy with a 30-seater bus years ago.
30-seater?
Nobody sees him.
What?
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous what's going on over there. And the gypsy population is growing.
So, but if I get my bus permit, my license, I can say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go out of the box, seeing that there's no structure for where you're going. I can go out of the box and say, okay, I'm gonna run Point Blanche, I'm gonna run Soccer Garden, I'm gonna run Middle Region, I'm gonna run Guana Bay, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
Can people do that then?
Sure, I would. The only thing I would show up to meet the bank at the end of the month. Why?
Why?
Because people have gotten used to the gypsies and there's no buses, so it's only you. So they have to wait a long time till when you get back.
Oh.
They're not going to sit and wait for you. If we have a structure that buses will be running, that people could rely on the service, then people know buses are running, they are insured, they know that they run less risk with a bus. So you might get people to start getting used, and then government, I guess, the authority will start tackling the gypsies, who, by the way, don't pay taxes to this operation.
And that's a whole different thing. All right, Mr. Wood, we run out of time, but I want you to watch the camera and tell the people and tell the government what is expected of them concerning the buses on St. Martin, on the dot side.
Okay, first of all, the commuters, the people out there, I would want them to first respect the bus drivers and respect the bus fare. To the bus drivers, I'm telling them to respect the commuters. We need them, and they need us. We are having problem collecting the bus fare that was approved and implemented by government. People still don't want to pay $2 after the Simpson Bay Bridge, even $1.50 to where it's according to the regulations. So we're asking people to cooperate because the price of gas have increased tremendously. We cannot continue operating our buses for the same price that we did it 20 years ago. To government, I'm going to tell them to take the bull by the hand and do what they have to do. I'm very disappointed. I must say this to the Minister of Public Transportation. We have written 4 letters. And if you responded to us, he has responded to us, with all due respect to him. 4 letters. I heard him complaining recently about 2 letters that he sent to GB board or GB management, and he have not gotten an answer. We have sent him 4 letters, and I hope the minister is listening, or some of his people are listening, that not a response to 1 of the letters that we requested. In those letters, we have requested for a meeting with the minister. We have not gotten a response. And those things are very discouraging because most of the things are in their hands. And I believe we have to work hand in hand to salvage and better this industry. I read a little piece, article which I responded to in the newspaper where the minister was talking about the color-coded system. I hope that when it's time now to give it form now, that he would call in the people that actually work on it. Not to do it on their own, because right now we are experiencing a problem with the bus fare. And it was created by government. Because if government did follow our initiative, we wouldn't have the problem. What government did? The bus fare start from Clem La Vega Square to whatever destination. So when a passenger gets in by GB, He tell you, I didn't come from Clem-La-Vega Square.
I came from GB.
I came from GB.
Yes.
The fare before said from Phillipsburg.
Yeah.
But then above it tells you where Phillipsburg is. And Phillipsburg was between here in town up to and the Hosselet Park. That was considered as Phillipsburg just for bus purposes. So that when you cross the Hosselet Park, anywhere you get in between there and you pass the Hosselet Park, the fare changes. Today we have the problem that people tell you, I didn't come in town, I came in by quick bargains. Doesn't have to do with town. You came in within the perimeter of Phillipsburg. So I'm asking the minister to please, do something to better our livelihood. It's really strenuous out there. I just stand up on Back Street just to observe what is going on. And that to work with us. We are willing to work with government in getting this thing organized, getting it going, getting it structured. And I'm going to say we don't need 7 million. Believe me. We don't need all that money. Devote that to the hospital or to education. We don't need all that money to get it going. So I ask them to please be a little more diligent. Give us a little time of your busy schedule to work on public transportation. Let's bring St. Martin to the map of other countries where even the tourists, because everything we do for the tourists, so the tourists can know when a bus will be passing, where he is waiting for us. When he asks a question about what time it takes to pass a bus, a bus to go to Molebe, you can't tell them. No, sometimes you tell them, any minute now. Then they spend half an hour waiting for a bus because the buses change route because of the traffic, Yeah. So,
or 3 or 4 Molebe or 3 or 4 St. Peter's buses back to back.
Back to back, and while you're waiting on a Molebe bus. So we are asking them to please, listen to our cry, hear our cry. We need to get this thing structured, organized. And as I said before, the routing system is the most simple thing to put in place. And government is there to govern. You might have 1 or 2 drivers that are against it. As a government, what you have to evaluate is who's going to benefit from it. If the majority of the people are going to benefit from a structured public transportation system in place, sorry for it, to 20 or 30 bus drivers that doesn't agree. Because public transportation is government responsibility to serve the public. You give us, and we appreciate that, the opportunity to do it on our own. So we thank them for that they issue us the necessary permits so that we can do it on our own. So we are independent entrepreneurs. But now the structuring part lies in their hand. They have to put the legislation in place to structure or to make any changes or whatever. So we are pleading to them to sit down with us and let us try to put it together. Again, I'm appealing via this media to the minister. We would like to meet with you to see how far you got with this and whatever contribution we can make to enhance the product, we would be available.
All right, good luck, sir. And all the best.
Very much.
All right, Late Night Show with Andrew Dick. Stay tuned. We will be right back.